Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, the timing of the last project I had mentioned didn't go quite as planned, but I did manage to get some progress done this past weekend. Um, I guess here you'll see all the rocks that I had made. Some people have been asking why don't I use real rocks, and I'd like to, except for they are heavy. Sometimes they have little bacteria or microbes or whatever in them that will eat some of the other stuff on my layout. They could create mold, and most importantly, I can't make the color of them be exactly what I want, whereas I can have all of these and be sure that they'll all match the same color. So that's the important thing. And then the other thing is when you're hanging stuff on large structures like I have up there, where it's sort of just hanging vertically, lighter is pretty much always better. So everything in green was here before, but now I've actually started sort of contouring the rest of the land up here. I think you guys remember this part. I think that was in there. So anyway, I got plaster cloth, combined it with this foam. All this up here, that's plaster cloth. This down here was just foam that I sort of shredded away and then applied plaster cloth over so that I could paint it and attach trees and stuff to later. The foam is decent, but it's not the best thing in the world ever, as I used to think it was. So, as you can see here, there's quite a lot of plaster cloth. I went through an entire one of these. Woodland Scenic stuff is like 15 bucks and you don't get this much. This is just plaster craft that I got at AC Moore. Works the same way if you're interested in doing a similar thing. As you can see here, this is the spot where the controller will still go. I need to work with the wires, but the idea here is eventually this will all have scenery around it to make the color, make it all blend in, and then there'll just be this box in the middle. It's not plugged in. So that's that. The other thing I had was the track back there had sort of a rough edge for a while, so I pulled all the track up, and I'm going to go over it all again and make it so that the trains can actually get up to the top level of track. That's going to be important if I want to make this all work out. I'm trying to think what else. I don't have a ton of time here. Basically, this is the big progress here. What I'm going to do, there's a flat area here. I'm going to set this down. How's this going to work? There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So these are all going to be laid like that vertically. And I will cut and use plaster in between. Basically, this whole back edge is going to be a bunch of these plaster castings all painted. It's kind of hard to see there because it's all white right now, but this will be brown and green, and I'll have shrubs in between all the rocks. But this whole back wall there is just going to be a big rock sort of outcropping. And then I'll probably end up making puffball trees like I have there. And I might get some of the lichens. I've never worked with that, but it looks pretty good. So that's that. Going along the back edge, I took plaster cloth and sort of closed this gap between the two tracks. I don't know how that's all going to work when I get here, because that's kind of steep. But back there, it's all shallow enough that it works. To create some more sort of terrain in this gap here, I took the shredded bits of foam, laid them down, and then put plaster cloth over it. It was easy and simple, and the material was right there. It was actually everywhere. So that's good. I started prying away. I don't know if you guys remember, but there's a piece there. If you look here, there's a foam that was kind of carved away. It's supposed to look like these rocks that I was going to do on the edge from this track to this track, along with this track to this track. But instead what I'm going to do is put plaster cloth on this and then get like a stone plastic styrene kind of looking, almost like a brick wall that I'm just going to, I hope they make them, that I'm going to push against this so it just looks like a concrete wall or brick or stone between these two tracks, fitting flush down to there. So it'll be concrete here, track, ballast down here, and then the foliage and all that kind of stuff. Trying to think what else. I guess I put plaster cloth, started fastening these rocks to there. That's the plastic. This was, that was just spackling putty that I used. And this is the lightweight hydrocal. Ugh, that sound, that's weird. So I guess that's about it up there. As you can see, it's just a lot of plaster cloth, it all covered. I pulled these tables apart. The plaster cloth was pretty simple. You just push it up against the edge and smooth it, and it tightens itself there real nicely. And then I'll push that back together. I could probably do that now. and it'll all look good. Eventually I still plan to get rid of these, so if you are interested in them, send me an email. If you don't know it, send me a message and I'll get you my email. I guess that's about it. I'm still going to work. I think I'm going to finish this side first, or at least get it to this level, and then I'll go in and airbrush, and then finally pour the water. And then I need to get more scenery stuff. Fortunately, the scenery foam, not just the trees, but this kind of foam stuff that they use on the trees, it's kind of expensive. So I'm going to try to wait until the last minute to find out exactly how much I need before I spend a lot on that. And that's about it. So for those of you that have been still sticking by for the past 3 years of non-progress, sorry, but here's some progress, so if you like that, there you go. I don't know when the next time I'll be able to work on it is, maybe a week from now, maybe more, but it's all still coming together, so I'm not done quite yet. Like I said, if you're interested in these things, I'm going to be getting rid of this one here and the long one here. I'm holding on to this one. But let me know, and thanks for watching, everyone, and I guess that's it.